But we see Jesus, who was made a little lower than the angels, for the suffering of death, crowned with glory and honor, that he, by the grace of God, might taste death for everyone. For it was fitting for him, for whom are all things, and by whom are all things, in bringing many sons to glory, to make the captain of their salvation perfect through sufferings. For both he who sacrifices and those who are being sanctified are all of one, for which reason he is not ashamed to call them brethren, saying, I will declare your name to my brethren. In the midst of the assembly, I will sing praise to you. Hebrews chapter 2, 9 through 12. Because man has a body, he is destined to suffer and eventually die. On the other hand, man can attain a glorious crown because he has a body. Man will be the envy of all angels in the end. To whom does God pour out his Spirit? And it shall come to pass in the last days, says God, that I will pour out of my Spirit on all flesh. Your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, your young men shall see visions, your old men shall dream dreams. Acts chapter 2, 17. The Holy Spirit is poured out on all flesh, whereas the angels cannot receive the Holy Spirit. Only man can receive the Holy Spirit and through him become a powerful witness for Christ. If angels were given the work of evangelism, then they would probably do a swift job. Everybody would receive a heavenly visitation from them. Angels could threaten the people into accepting Jesus, and everyone would become Christians overnight. However, the angels were never entrusted with evangelism. Only man was given this privilege. The right to call God Father is given only to those who have flesh. Without the agency of the flesh, no one has the opportunity to become a child of God. So none of the angels can call God as their Father. Only man can obtain the privilege to become a child of God and call him Father. For to which of the angels did he ever say, You are my son, today I have begotten you? And again, I will be to him a father, and he shall be to me a son. Hebrews chapter 1, 5. The flesh can be a definite disadvantage because of its limitations. But we must remember that the flesh is also a precious asset to us. Because of the flesh, we can temporarily remain on the earth and labor for our eternity. It is only while we are in the flesh that we have the opportunity to devote ourselves to work for the glorious crown. The flesh is our opportunity to labor for our spirit. Once we leave this body, we have no more opportunity. If we do not labor for the Lord, our life is meaningless. Many believers thank God for a bigger house and better paychecks. However, they rarely thank God for the opportunity to live for their spirit. The real blessing is what comes in eternity. The flesh is a wonderful opportunity to earn the glorious crown in the future. Originally, we are nothing but dust, destined to return back to dust. But God breathed a spirit into this dust and made a way for us to have communion with Him. It did not stop there. God forgave and adopted us as His children. It would have been enough for us to be forgiven, but He also made a way to reward us. Does it not seem strange that we would stand to receive rewards from God? Who are we that we should receive such privilege? Hell was the obvious consequence for us as sinners. Just forgiving us would have been sufficient, but God is willing to reward us.